I love that background. I think that background's cool as hell. I'll keep that up. Let's see if I'm gonna check. See if see what this is better. No, I don't. Oh no, I don't like that. That's why it was fucked up. Yeah. Let's see. No, keep it with the circle. Okay. I love that background. I think it's cool as hell. Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? Uh, an idea I saw. I mean, could you get the recommendations every so often for different channels and stuff? And an up and coming channel is some guy who's like an actor, former actor and radio show host called Paul Van Scott. And I guess he's doing stuff about TV history and stuff, which is really interesting to me, especially if it's a show I really like. And he did like he has a series called Worst Episode Ever. This might be something I might get involved in for live streams and stuff. If it's a show I like, I can find it. And he says he uses he's very fair about it, the whole thing. Worst episode. He goes to like a long running sitcom, like the one I'm talking about today, Alice. And he goes to the lowest rated episode, and he said is the lowest rated. I mean, this got 6.3 on IMDb, which is actually pretty good. And if anyone doesn't remember Alice, something I didn't know about Alice, I found out about this years and years later. It was based off a movie that Martin Scorsese did in 1974. I think the TV show ran from 76 to 85. I thought it ran from like 80 to 90 or something like that, but I was wrong. 76 to 86. And it was based off a movie called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. Completely different type of movie, more drama. And there was a scene when Harvey Keitel's breaking into her house. You know, Ellen Barkin played the Alice character, and Chris Christopherson was in the show. Now the great Vic Tayback as Mel was still on the show. And I'll tell you the weirdest thing about the show was Diane Lane was in there playing Flo. Now, if you remember the show Alice, there were three characters that played like that. The third lady, the Flo character, right? Now, whenever Flo left the show, and she wanted to do her own spinoff show called Flo, which I liked that show with Jerry Reed. That was a good show. Diane Lane replaced her though, and Diane Lane was the second Flo. She was only on there for like one season, I think, and then that Jolene lady replaced her. I remember seeing her some other show. I don't know if she's still acting or not. If she's still around or still alive. I hate to say that, you know. Let me see. Well, I can't remember the name. I think she played the third character the longest. Let's see, Alice. Let's go back. It was I just saw her name. Celia Weston. She was in 90 episodes as much as Flo was. 90 episodes. Wait a second. Get on there. And then Diane Lane was only on for 23 episodes. I don't know if she's still alive. She might still be acting unless she passed. No, she's in a show called Leanne, a TV series, 2025, 11 episodes. So she's still around though. There was some show she was in. God, I can't remember what it was. I just saw it. Well, is it? Oh, she's in Disappointment Room. Okay, that's not the show. Um, Under the Dome. She's Under the Dome. Saw that. Some of it. She's in some other Observer Report. I didn't know she was in that. She still had a really good acting career after that. She was some movie though. I can't remember what that was. Maybe when Igby Goes Down, was it? No, I don't know. Maybe. Let's see. But she did a lot of TV shows. She was still a big star after that. I don't remember. Well, it was some movie about like she played some dude's mom or something like that. Anyways, I'll go back. Anyways, it was based off the show Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, which is more of a drama with a little bit of comedy in there. Like she's trying to get a second chance. Well, she was working as a waitress, but she really wanted to be a singer, you know. And then, of course, I never knew the show became that was the base of the TV show Alice. I had no idea till I think it was mentioned on Ebert and Roper. They're talking about like the forgotten Scorsese films. I never heard of this movie either. And the weird thing is, whenever you watch the show Alice, the sitcom Alice, there's a scene where they show like there's a scene on film where they show them driving to Phoenix. That's taken directly from the TV from the movie, you know. And I guess you look at it, you don't see and then they might have a close up of Alice and Tommy driving, but of what's her face, Linda Lavin and Tommy driving. But no, that original clip was from the show, was from the movie. If you were right in the beginning of the credits of the show. Anyways, what this guy does is he takes the lowest score on IMDb, saying it's the worst received episode of the whole season. Like I said, 6.3 is really good. Now I know my buddy John. I mean, I watch a whole bunch of crap, right? You know, John has a limit, right? He said he won't watch anything under 5.0 on IMDb, but there's still a lot of good movies under there, like Shark Exorcist. They got like a 1.3, which I still think is a great movie. No one else does, but I do because I'm weird. Anyways, this episode was called the Over the Hill Gang, and this was like, well, the guy who hosts the show saying like Alice went way too far where most sitcoms would have stopped. But I loved Alice. I love that show. And this was like the last season of the show. And it had a couple of changes. Well, they had like the third Flo character, which was Jolene. You know, that was the girl I was talking about, who was in as many episodes as Flo was. And the biggest change was when they had Charlotte Martha Ray in there playing Mel's son. And she was funny. She was really funny, and she did the insult humor better than anyone else. And she would insult Jolene all the time, and Jolene would get. It's weird though because there's scenes in the show that seem like really mean though. But I mean, it hadn't been part of the show. Um, there'd be scenes where she'd imitate her, and she'd get mad. She'd throw him off, right? Then say, "Where you get that? Do the did this?" And, you go, and then she goes, "And do the did. She's throw him off. She said, "I'll get your stuff." He goes, "I thank you," like that. It was so funny. Martha Ray stuff. I thought it was funny, Anyways, he said like this was the worst received show. This was the worst show of the whole series. And I'll tell you my thoughts about it too. Basically, I'll tell you the whole plot line. The one thing that was sad was they went right. They started to show off, and he had like that guy Mel, not Mel, but Henry. That guy, that Cuthbert's always on it. He was one of the voices of one of the cats in Top Cat, the old TV show, and he also did voice work in that Top Cat movie too. And Henry's the most familiar customer on the show. And he said, "Hey," he was eating there and said, "Hey, where's Mel at?" And he said, "Well, he's in Vegas right now." Mel was not on this episode, and he was sadly missed. But I'll go into that later. I'm a big Vic Tayback fan. Anyways, he said, like, yeah, he's in Vegas right now. Yeah, and then Henry said, "Yeah, in Vegas, I remember that. There was some topless dancer that really liked me. And then, like, you know, we were going out and things got crazy." And she said, and then I also, I don't think that really happened there. And he said, "Well, you have no idea." This part shows some spoof because she goes that whole rawr thing, right? She goes, like, if I had buttoned a couple of buttons on my shirt and I'm like a full animal and goes, rawr, and some girl passed by and did like a rawr sound back at him. That was so silly. Anyways, after I have Martha Ray comes in and says, "Boy, I'm really tired. I want to do." I mean, I feel like I'm at my. She was only 67, but she looked older. She said, "Boy, I'm at my wit's end. I don't know what to do with the rest of my life, and old age is a real pain in the butt. I'm glad I came down to see my chubby wubby." That's her Mel, right? Her son. And he said, and then she said, like, "I need something to do, occupy my time." And then, Allison and them all said it was weird though because I guess Vera was a cook, but Vera, I don't know, they didn't have any customers there. And they said, "Well, I have an idea." And they all sat down and because Linda Lamb was trying to be a singer at this one nightclub, a loud singer act. And they're at a place called Vic's House of Veal. And so I have an idea for you. Why don't you go sing? Why don't you go audition for Vic at Vic's House of Veal and see what happens? And she said, "And I'll help you." And she said, "Okay, well, we'll do it." And they went down there. They played for the guy, and she sang a little song, and Alice was playing the piano. And he said, "Yeah, that's great, that's great." And then Alice said, "Well, so when did she start?" I said, What are you talking about? When did she start?" "I don't know if I want her to work here." "What do you mean? What do you mean?" "I don't think she'd fit in with the crowd here." And then he said, like, um, she pretty much said she's too old. And she said, "Oh, I get it, you know." And then they all left. But Alice stayed there. Say, "I'm staying here. I got to talk to this guy." I talked to this guy. And when he came back, "Oh, you're still here?" "Yeah, I think it's really rude what you did to all of that lady." You know what I mean? It's ageism. Well, she didn't say ageism. And I think she should apologize to her. I mean, the performance was at least worth a free meal. I mean, they weren't open up to serve food. But I mean, at least worth a free meal for everybody. That's why I ordered dinner on him. Why not? Do something, even if she didn't get the job. And he's like, "Well, I don't know." And it's like, I don't know. I'm gonna have this. Well, she'd know like Linda McGillicuddy or whatever her name was. Who's that? It's some young girl that I found that she's like, "Oh man, she's so supple, so sweet and stuff." And she'd go before here Saturday, and she said, "Well, wait a minute, Saturday's my night. What's gonna happen to me?" And like, "Well, I meant to tell you, um, you're just not fitting in. You're not old. You're too old. You're too old." And she stormed off. Right now, if they would have done like if they would have handled this like episode of that movie, The Substance, where like she would come a young lady with that body horror to sing there, that would have been really cool if they would have done a Substance approach to this. Anyways, you see Alice come back. He said, "I'm so mad I could punch somebody." So, "Hey, what's wrong?" "Yeah, he said he fired me too." Well, I mean, I don't think he fired him, but he let it go. Said I was too old too. He needs his butt kicked. And Vera say like, "Boy, being old sure makes you angry." And then like uh Alice saying, I'm not old. I'm not old." And she said, and Martha Ray was there saying, "How old are you? Like 49?" "I'm 42," or something like that. "Oh, you must have had a couple of bad years in there." And then you got all this. Martha Ray was really funny on that show. I mean, they say like that was the last ditch attempt to say the show. No, she was funny on the show. It wasn't like Cousin Oliver or something like that. Martha Ray was funny on the show. I don't know how many episodes was she in? Let me go back to oh, she wasn't let me go back to Alice. How many episodes of Martha Ray? I thought Martha Ray was fucking funny in that show. She's only on for 12 episodes. Boy, it didn't seem like it. She was really funny in that show. Well, it seemed like she's in more episodes than that. Damn. Anyways, is that her last show? Oh, she's in she's in episode Murder She Wrote, and then mini TV series of Alice in Wonderland for one episode. Okay, dang. Well, I thought Martha Ray was in more episodes than 12 of them, but she was really funny on that show. She passed away in '94. Okay, I knew she passed. So what happened was, like, all of a sudden that guy, Vinny from Vinny's House of Video comes in and says, and she comes in, and then Vera starts and like, "You have a lot of nerve showing your face right here, Vinny. That's why you did these two girls." And then Jolie said, "You better watch your mouth around these two girls, or you're gonna treat you like a scuzz bucket or something like that." You see, and he says, "Wait, I'm here to apologize," like that. And I said, "Okay, let him sit down and let's see what he has to say." That's what Alice said, right? And they sat down, and he's talking to Alice. He said, "Well, and Martha Ray was right there too." And I said, "Well, I have a problem. I was wrong about what I said being too old. I'd like to apologize, and I'd like you to come back to sing for me." And then Martha Ray said, "Boy, can you sing it?" And so I was wrong about that girl, that Lauren McGillicuddy or whatever her name is. Oh, and then like, what's her face? Alice's son when they started saying, "Hey, you know Lauren McGillicuddy?" Or I can't remember her name. Said, wait, yeah, wait, you know her? And he said, "Yeah." Well, my brother, her brother lives in the dorm room I live in. Oh, okay. And the guy like tried to cut him off. Yeah, it's nice kids. And then he said, like, yeah, they're surprised they're gonna give a nightclub singer role to a high school kid. And I was like, "She does high school?" "Yeah, she was 16. I didn't know. You know? So and then she was just saying, like, "Oh, you hired me back because you have a singer." I said, "Well, yeah. If you hire me back, that'd be cool." And then she said, "Well, I'll tell you what. I have an idea. If that other lady that the Martha Ray character, right? If Martha Ray can sing with me, we'll do like a duet nightclub act or something like that. I'll come back and say, okay, it's a deal." Okay. And that ends up on in the final act of the show. And this is where, I mean, I'll tell you what, this is where it gets bad. They have them sing and say, "Now we have a new act. What's her name? Alice and the other girl's name, right?" And they come out as two little old ladies. And they have like the whole like the scarves around their neck. They hold the scarves like it looked like Mother Teresa. They hold them like real close. He goes, "Little old lady, singing the well, little lady." And all of a sudden they take off their take off the outfits and start saying, "Do you think I'm sexy?" I mean, the Rod Stewart, "If you want to buy anything sexy, oh, you let me know." And that's pretty much how the show ends. And that part was bad. That part was bad. Well, I mean, but overall, I liked the show. I give it like a 7.5 out of 10. Now, I'll tell you the parts I didn't like was, well, no Vic Tayback. I'm a huge Vic Tayback fan. I think that's because like that guy on the show, Paul Van Scott, gave his reasons about why that he thought many people didn't like that show. And one was like, Vic Tayback or Mel not be on the show. And then the other, people still miss Flo, even though Flo hadn't been on the show for years. Because she was replaced by Diane Ladd, who I wasn't on the show for played, oh, God. Dang it. Oh, I took off IMDb again. Crap. Boy, I can't, my memory's the shit. Let's see. Yeah. It's so dumb. Let's go back down here. I mean, okay, Alice. What was I looking at? Yeah, Flo had been on the show at all. Diane Lane, the Diane Ladd character. Oh, she was Betty Dupree. Yeah, she was only on for 23 3 episodes. So she might have been on for maybe two seasons, maybe? I don't know. Said 1980, 1981, or maybe just one season, I guess. But yeah, I remember she was the one that she said to walking. She said, "You gotta move like the waves in the ocean. Move like the waves in the ocean." Or she was telling guys how to spell Mississippi. I remember we were in school doing that. MISSSSI, crooked eye, crooked eye, crooked eye, crooked eye. I remember kids in school were doing that too. But she replaced Flo, and then Flo was on the TV sitcom Flo. She was the one spinoff show. I mean, I liked it. I mean, most people probably didn't. Let's see. Oh, wait a second. Polly Holiday was in other movies too, and she was most famous for being Gremlins, but she got critical acclaim for that. She was in a Parent Trap, which I never saw. She's up to movie. She was in Fair Game, Heartbreak Kid. Let's see. I mean, let me see. Move it over, Parador, Equalizer. She was in a lot of TV and movies. Private. Oh, she was in Private Benjamin. I forgot about that. Yeah. The TV show. She replaced Eileen Brennan, because Eileen Brennan, who was on the show, who was in the movie, she was in a TV show. I guess she got hit by a car or something like that. So she was on for like 3 episodes, replaced her. And I think the show might have got canceled after that. Yeah, the show was for 29 episodes. Was that like 1 season or 2 seasons? But I like Flo. It's still 29 episodes, still pretty good. Any show lasts that long is good. Jeffrey Lewis was in there, may rest in peace. Where's what's his face? Oh, George Buck Flower was an awesome. G.W. Bailey, Forrest Tucker. Where's Jerry Reed was in there? I love that show. I thought it was great. That's not as funny the other one. Oh, I said in several interviews, Polly Holiday often stated that there was an idea to have her not only play Flo, but Fran as well. This would have been accomplished by having Holiday appear without Flo's trademark red beehive wig and makeup. Huh. That would have been different. Well, it's still a good show. I liked Flo. I thought Jerry Reed was in that show. I could have sworn he was. I look up Jerry Reed too. But no, I really liked Alice. And like I said, they still missed Flo. They missed Vic Tayman and missed Flo on the show. And they said that the show wasn't funny. I thought the show was really funny. He said it's more sentimental than anything else. I didn't think so. There's enough jokes to keep you laughing on the show. I mean, the worst cringy part was like they came out, old ladies going, "Hello, lady." That was awful. It's just like I love Mama's Family, but I mean, when they were singing that little fishy song, little fishy bodies, and they swam all over the dam. Didn't want them to. That was really cringy. That was really bad. That was I think her and Jerry Reed saying that. That's back when Mama's Day was on NBC before it went to syndication, because it was on for a year or two. And you see it had like a bigger budget and different cast. They have like Harvey Korman, Tim Conway, Carol Burnett, and all of them. And then whenever it switched over, it changed. They weren't there. It was still Vicki Lawrence, of course. Fred Berry, that girl who played his wife and girlfriend on there. I remember I remember there was an episode of Tales from the Dark Side. She was in there. There was a shot of her. She looked awful. She looked horrible in that. And then they changed like a lot of the cast members on the show. It became a little more low budget, but still a lot of fun. I remember that Paul Scott was saying it just wasn't that fun, but I thought it was. I still liked it. I mean, the biggest problem was, well, I knew Flo was gone, so I accepted that. I mean, I accept that. I didn't mind. Jolene was funny enough in a way that Martha Ray was insulting. Jolene was really funny. So it didn't bother me. Jolene was all right. I thought she was good enough. Flo was on the bigger and better things. She got, like I said, I think she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress as the mean lady in Gremlins, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I think she was. I mean, she was in a lot of other stuff. But she's in a lot of movies too. Oh God, she oh wow, she's in a lot of movies. But some of you, it's cool to see her and stuff. Like where's the thing is, yeah. I'll tell you how feisty wrote in both comic and dramatic films, such as the old Crank, uh, who meets a freaking end in the box out hit Gremlins. I thought she, uh, I thought she got nominated for that movie. I thought she got nominated for Best Supporting Actress. And she would have played a very good, yeah, let me see. I know she was nominated for something. Yeah, she won a Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. I thought she won a Academy Award too. I could have sworn she was on for Academy Award, but it don't matter. Uh, yeah, she was really going to play the old lady. I mean, she had different departures from Flo on the TV show. Um, but I don't know. I don't really like Dallas. I thought Alice was really cool. I'm going to drop a comment on Paul Van Scott because he's got like 9,000 subscribers. I'll tell him I'm doing a live stream about this too. I don't think it's well. I mean, the ending stuff was a little cringy. Sometimes some of the shows can be cringy, but that was bad. Just the part with the little old lady part, I was as bad as like. I think probably one of the worst cringiest things was oh my god, it was some variety show. It was Carol Burnett and what's the other girl's name? I gotta think of it. Hold on. That's why I like doing live streams. Because if I have a brain fart, I can look stuff up on live on camera. Oh, it's so bad. I don't even want to watch it. I think I've seen it a couple times. But I gotta look it up though. It's probably on YouTube. Oh god, it's probably on YouTube. Yes. Oh my god, this sucks so bad. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was Julie. It was from 1989. Julie Andrews and Carol Burnett, the Mama's Rap. That sucks so horrible. I think it was some oh god, some TV show or like special. I think it was a Carol Burnett special that they did. That sucks so bad. That was painful. That was at the Julie Andrews archive. I guess they did like proper English tea. Julie and Carol Burnett, but that Mama's Rap sucked so bad. That was painful. That was very cringy, in my opinion. I guess they had like the cringiest moments in rock when they had like Celine Dion and some girls do Dirty Teens Thunder, cheap these women do it. I guess that was bad too. I didn't see that one. But they had like the guy from HD singing laughing to that, but I don't know. Well, I'm gonna let the guy know about that. I don't think this was the worst episode. I mean, sometimes the episodes can be cringy, you know. There seems like I like in Happiness. I liked when Fonzie jumped the shark. I liked the episode. But there are scenes where they do like musical numbers and stuff, which are like, ugh, like, ugh, this feels cringy. Or like that episode of Different Strokes where the Bicycle Man episode of Different Strokes, which I won't review it here with Gordon Jump. And that guy who played Reggie the Reckless in Friday the 13th Part 5. That was, ugh, yeah. I'm not going to be talking about that show. But I mean, I like the episode. I try to give it I give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, like I said, if it would have had Vic Tay back, it would have been better. You know, I mean, I knew because he was saying that Guy Paul that like people still miss Flo. I mean, I got over. I mean, I like Flo too, but I mean, I kind of just went over the hurdle. I know that Jolene's a new person on there now. Just like I think when they had like the different replacements for the girls, the blonde lady on Three's Company, I think Jenny Lee Harrison, like I think she caught a lot of crap because they said she was just miscast. She was too tall, she was too clumsy and stuff. But it was just a different character. She played a different character in the show. You know, Suzanne Summers was just you know, just like silly and stuff. And she, but I mean, when they had replaced with Priscilla Barnes was more like a love interest to Jack, kind of, you know. But no, I liked like yeah, Miller said I'm probably all over the place. No, I thought it was a great episode of Alice. I mean, except for Vic Tayback not being there, and you know that last musical number is pretty bad, but it's still watchable. I liked it, and the one thing was it was recorded off the Logo Network, and Logo's like that. I never watched the show. I know back in the day they showed like episodes of Nip Tuck, which I watched on FX. Nip Tuck was great. It was like the LGB. I mean, it was like the gay network for like it was like gay and lesbian network. Um, I don't remember. Was there any gay lesbians in that show? I don't think so. Maybe it was just. I mean, because when I first saw I got caught up on episodes of Alex because I knew there was episodes I missed, just like episodes of Newhart I missed big time on that, or episodes of Friends because I didn't get into Friends or Mama's Family, and there was episode I didn't catch up on. Now I know episode Alice was on like in 2000 on a TNN network because they have Bloopers and Practical Jokes on, and no one really ran that show right at 4 o'clock, and then like at 4:30 at Alice. So I would tape that little bit and watch it when I came home from work and stuff, you know. And I caught up on all the episodes of the Alice I missed, and I remember like on early in the morning before you know, I remember taping all the episodes of Mama's Family. I watched I caught up on those. I think I went through the whole series like twice. You know, like a daily tape of Mama's Family, you know. And then with Friends had with Friends I never really watched the show until like there was a Super Bowl episode they had. Um, what's her name? Julia Roberts on there that I liked, like hour long show, like a celebrity show, an hour long show. I watched that episode. I thought it was funny, but I never really watched the show after that. And then there was a certain time on the WB, I started watching episode reruns of the show. I got caught up on all the series, all the episodes of the show, which I really liked, you know, until the show ended. And then, well, I mean, I got caught up on NBC on when the show ended and stuff, right? And I remember what else was there? Newhart. Now, Newhart was a weird show. I don't remember anyone showing reruns of Newhart except Nick at Night. Now, I don't know what Nick at Night shows now. Last time I looked, they just showed crap that most people showed. But before they showed, like, I remember Sister used to like Dobie Gillis, Donna Reed, Mr. Ed, and all other stuff on the show, right? And I remember they did Silent Life, like the old one, the half-hour episodes. Very censored, though. They did a Superman TV show. I love the Superman TV show. I think the girl played Lois Lane was fantastic on that show. Very watchable. All the characters were really good on that show, and they were very memorable too. Um, and they had like Welcome Back Carter on there, and I remember George Carter was on there as that DJ for Wino Radio, and it was really cool. And I watched because I didn't start watching Newhart till like about 2 or 3 years after it was on TV, and I became a big fan of it. So I missed all the old episodes, and the old episodes were shot on video with this one guy who replaced the Peter. Oh God, Peter Scolari character on the show, and that guy was the guy who played before was the biggest asshole I ever met. He was an asshole. I was like, why would you keep such an asshole on the show? He's too unlikable, without a doubt, you know. And it was still good though. And I mean, it was just on video. Then it went shot on film. That look, but it was shot on video originally. And I remember watching it all the way to the end because I remember watching episodes of New Art on in Germany, but it would be on like sometimes 6:30 on a Sunday. Some would be on sometimes it wouldn't. So I know I missed episodes. I love Newhart. You know, I gotta see if I can watch the Bob Newhart show, the original one, where he played the psychiatrist. You know, that'd be interesting to watch that. It had Martha Wallace, who became famous, playing Miss Krabappel on The Simpsons. I was surprised she was on. She was on. What's that show? Politically Correct with Bill Maher for an episode. She got huge. She was huge on that show. I mean, huge as a big star, huge as in like body mass. You know, it was bad. I mean, what she was so cool though. I mean, she passed away, and then I remember something sad because Bart Simpson would write something on the chalkboard, and Bart Simpson said goodbye, Mr. Bob, when he showed him crying. That was really sad on the show, you know. But I mean, I still think it was a good show. I still liked it, and it was cool seeing all the episodes of New Art up until I was complete. I had no idea about the season series finale, about it being the most brilliant ever. I didn't know about it. I remember watching it. It's like, oh my god, it was good. I really liked that show. Oh, and another show I watched all the episodes of was The Wonder Years. I never forget, like the Wonder Years saying, "Get your hankies ready." It's like, well, this ain't sad. And then the last like 3 or 4 minutes of the show was sad. Just like there was a show that went really dark on Adult Swim called More Oral. It used to be just funny, and then the theme got incredibly dark on the show when it ended up being canceled, right? And the way it ended was so sad. I still think about it to this day. I don't like talking about it. Just the way Nip Tuck ended. I cried on that too. You know, it was rough. But no, I liked. Yeah, I mean, if I tell a Paul Scott guy about shows, say you're all over the place. Well, I was. I like talking about movies and TV. You know. Um, but no, I liked that episode of Alice. There's other episodes. I want to see if I can get do a collab with Tanya about the worst episode. If it was the worst episode of Three's Company, that might be interesting. You know, if she's interested, if I get hold of her. So yes, I did. And everybody, I just want to do like TV, movies, talk about stuff I'm knowledgeable about. I mean, you know, no one commented in the chat. It's fine. No, I mean, it's early on a Monday morning, so that's true too. Um, no panel guests, which is fine. I don't care. I mean, I could go on about this. Well, I'm pretty much wrapping up right now. I mean, no panel guests, which is fine. I don't care. Um, but I thought it was really good, except no Vic Tame back and the other thing. And I gotta see if I can find Beverly Hills Body Snatcher somewhere. That's on Internet Archives. I really want to see that show. I had a million billion chances to watch it. Well, I mean, what was that? I mean, I had on there. It's like, oh, I can't remember who's all. It's like a smorgasbord of older actors, you know, and being shot on video. I mean, like they had. I finally saw Ghost Fever with Sherman Helmsley, that guy from Lecture with the mustache. Now that was kind of painful. I wasn't a big fan of Ghost Fever though. So I mean, I figured I didn't rent it because it looked awful. I remember someone was watching it. It's like, well, it doesn't look that bad. But I watched it again. I was like, oh god, this sucks. You know. I like the show. Yeah. Trying to think. If I can say Beverly Hills Bias, I would love to review that. Let me look at IMDb real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Beverly Hills Bias Snatchers. I don't know if Norman Fell was in that too. That's why I ran a movie called The Boneyard. It had both Norman Fell and Phyllis Diller in there. And it's a very odd movie. Beverly Hills Body Snatchers is not rated very highly. Let's see. Beverly Hills. I always say Beverly Hills Cop, of course. Here we go, 1989. Okay. The cast is it has a good cast. I mean, people are like, probably not getting work that much. Well, Art Matrano did from Police Academy. There's Vic Tayback, Art Matrano, Frank Gorshin. That was the guy who played the Joker. I mean, not the Joker, the Riddler, the original Adam West Batman. Let's see who else. Brooks Bundy. She just off. I don't know anyone else in this. I thought Nora Fell was in this. Maybe I was wrong. It's about a doctor and a mortician have teamed up to do reanimated experiments on corpses using gangster money loan for remodeling. When they can't pay it back, the mafia guy sends his nephews to work at the funeral home to keep watch on the debtors. That's cool. Yeah, it's got 3.2, but I'll watch it. Let's see what Norman Fell. Let's look up Norman Fell. Norman Fell was in something like this too. Well, he was in the Boneyard, which I thought was good. This got like a 3.3, 3.2. That's okay. I like David McTamey, so I want to see it. Let's see. Phil. God, boy, I spelled this. That's a shit. Norman Fell. I'm a big Norman Fell fan too. I like the Ropers. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Died 1998. He might have been in another horror film too. Oh, he's in both along with Vic Tayman. That's cool. Your TD, okay, let's see. Family Reunion, Fresh Prince. Oh, he did the movie Hex. That's cool. I saw that one. Boneyard, okay. I know he did Strip to Kill. That was a good one too. That's what he played a sleazier guy in that one. Oh, he did Chud 2, Bud and Chud Cool, along with, like I said, that movie Monsters Today. Okay, one episode. Bud and Chud got 4.2. No way. All right. Yeah, Nordenfeld was in a lot of movies and stuff. I always liked him. Yeah, he did 28 episodes of The Ropers. I thought The Ropers was quite good. But I mean, after Three's Company, there's no way he was going to, when that guy took over, there's no way he was going to make it back to that show. You know? And we did Hair to Win. Yeah, that's a classic. WG and Radio Technician. Oh, yeah. And The Graduate, too. I never saw The Graduate. But yeah, I really liked that episode of Alice. I thought it was great. I'm gonna go ahead and do this one and monetize it, and then if I end it, I'll go 45.54. How about that? Because it's just my own way of being weird, you know. Well, I hope you like this episode. Yeah, that Paul Van Scott, I think it's an interesting idea for a show. And then, like, if you're a fan of the series, right, since it's worth episode, you can watch it and judge for yourself. So I guess that's it, everybody. Thank you to all the people. I mean, well, thank you for all the people watching. It's like the most 5 people. That's okay. Because this isn't drama and stuff, so people aren't watching. That's late in the morning, too, on a Monday morning. Hope you like this episode, everybody. Live stream. I love this backdrop. Hope you like it. Take care. Good night, bye. Good night.